Good day, India. Sat Shri Akal, Adab, Namaskar. Whoever is wherever they are, my mind space continues to be occupied by only one thing: is how to go about taking the next step and bring peace in Manipur, where the conflagration is going to get out of control and move to other parts of the northeast, whether it's Mizoram, whether it's Nagaland and Assam. And all the indicators, as they say, are blowing in the wind. You can sense them. And China obviously will have a heyday with unsettled northeast, needless to say. However, at the center, the person solely responsible for making a statement, which has happened in the past, the Pradhan Sevak, the Prime Minister, continues to avoid that responsibility to make it in the Parliament. It's not good enough, folks, just remember, for all those people, it's not good enough to make a statement out in the open because it's not recorded. In the Parliament, your statements are recorded for posterity, and that's one of the few reasons, because he probably has very little to say about how Manipur got out of control, that he is avoiding doing anything in Manipur. But the opposition did play a googly, since there was transience on the part of the BJP and the Prime Minister to make a statement. They spun a googly, bought a prastav in which he had to come, and I believe he had to come to the Parliament to make a statement. And Sonia Gandhi did ask him the question directly. But in the meantime, it was all a question of Dhyan Badkhana ki baat. How did they do it, right? Interesting. The first thing was, when he made the first statement, was to equate it to Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan. What happened in Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan? Probably a rape of a Adivasi, rape of a Dalit. Get this, in Rajasthan, the culprits were caught and they were from the ABVP, hence the BJP. But let's put it this way: our caste system is the biggest dabba on India, and how the upper caste, the Thakurs and the upper caste, use the Dalit women to establish authority, to show that they are the more powerful. And this has been done through ages, right? And you want to discuss that. This should be a part of discussion for an entire monsoon session. Why only one day? Why only 1.5 hours? And why only Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan? Right? When the top of the list, as far as atrocities against Dalits are concerned, you take a wild guess. It's all Bimaru states, obviously. But why are you not willing to discuss Uttar Pradesh? What about Hathras, where this Dalit girl was burnt alive without her parents, even while her parents tried to scream and shout? What about that singer fellow who, after doing all these balatkars, is out free? Or what about Rahim? He's been given payroll after yawn social. Or what about this gentleman Kanda? He's gone into the BJP. Kanda acquitted of charges of abetting Geetika suicide, and he's in the BJP, so he's scot-free. What about the guys who raped Bilkis Bano in Gujarat and are let free because they're upper caste, Brahmins, right? Don't forget that. What about Brij Bhushan? Why? Here is where Amit Shah, when you talk about a statement from Amit Shah, how can you take his seriously? He's got, after his Amit Taini's son deliberately ran over farmers. He's being protected as a Minister of State for home. How can you take him seriously? Or what about Brij Bhushan? His Delhi police that reports to get this to Amit Shah. It's told the courts that it's up to you whether you want to give him a bail or not. Hey, where are we going with this, right? But you have, of course, the ones, like I said, the Dhyan Badkhana variety includes Anurag Thakur, includes Ravi Shankar Prasad, Smriti Irani, who says women have taken center stage in India's G20 presidency, says Smriti. But hey, Smriti does not say a word about what happened to the women in Manipur. Doesn't say a word on what happened to Brij Bhushan and the women wrestlers. Meenakshi Lekhi, another Wonder Woman from the BJP, does a runner, right? And BJP is a P party, right? What about, like I said, Dalits, atrocities against Dalits? What about that P incident in Madhya Pradesh? And now you have another one. Now man pees on Dalit friend in UP, is arrested in Varanasi. Yogi's Varanasi, right? But at the end of the day, you have to say to yourself, Manipur should take center stage. And here's the difference between what, so now the second thing that they're trying to do, the Home Minister saying, I am ready, right, for a conversation, right? And basically the rest of the parties are saying no. So here's Shah saying ready to discuss Manipur in Parliament, but opposition doesn't want it, says Shah. Shah writes to Kharge, Adhir, seeks cooperation to debate Manipur issue. But would you trust Shah? He spent, folks, 3 days there, just right after this incident on the 4th. So either he knew about it or he was so incompetent that nobody told him. His intelligence community is so bad that nobody told him. And let me just talk about this General Chaudhary, who comes in and says that Congress and the TMC are responsible for this, and if they let this happen in the Northeast, China will suffer. He's right about everything else, and that's a cut and paste article that he's done. Cut and paste article. I've seen this 2-3 years ago, right? Coco Island, a chicken's neck, and the whole bit. But to blame the TMC and the Congress to play into hands with the Chinese, when he knows clearly the closest association that anybody has is RSS with the Chinese Communist Party. They've been entertained by them. Isn't he going to question why the government says nothing about the land that China is sitting on? Or in Arunachal Pradesh, they may continue to make incursions. Generals like this, I know, I mean, I've been studying Chaudhary. He's basically, now, this is how you see what happens when the military gets compromised by politics, right? But in this, Manipur and things are really out of control in the Northeast, right? Manipur tribal women assaulted, NSCN-IM breaks silence, says it's a ghast, terrified. For the first time since clashes erupted in Manipur on May 3rd, the Northeast's largest insurgent group, the NCN-IM, has spoken out on the violence, condemning the sexual assault on 2 tribal women captured on video, condemning the incident of the women being paraded naked and assaulted the Kuki-dominated Kangpokpi district of Manipur. The NSCN-IM Women Wing, the National Socialist Women's Organization, Nagaland, said today that it has been left aghast and terrified. In Mizoram, CM ministers take part in march against Manipur violence. In Mizoram, what's happening there? Look at this, a BJP guy himself won't send him to Imphal again. Kin of three-time MLA, severely hurt in early days of strife. He's out of danger now. Memory lost and body paralyzed after a mob attack with electric shocks in Imphal in the early days of the ethnic conflict on May 4th. The family of BJP MLA Wong Zagin Waite will never send the 3-time legislator to the assembly in state capital Imphal, part of the BJP. Fire spreading in the Northeast. TMC leader among 22 held for attack on Conrad's meet. Mob attacks Meghalaya CM Conrad's meet with Garo outfit. And in Assam, what's happening? Assam, Manipur outfit issued tit for tat advisory to Mizos. And then what's happening here in Mizoram? Clamor for Zo unification, creation of Greater Mizoram getting louder. And finally, to get the PM to talk, this is what happened. Opposition readies no trust motion against government. Let opposition bring no confidence motion. It will be of no use, says Modi. The use is this. Idea behind opposition's no trust move is to compel PM to speak on money. Right? And this is where I say, folks, the real issue is money. And why? And the other thing that the Shah is trying to do is move, or the BJP is trying, besides trying to equate it to Chhattisgarh, is trying to say that we actually want discussion. And the opposition doesn't. But let me just clear this up for all the people who should understand how Parliament works. Right? Section 176 is a limited time discussion. 2.5 hours. What happens here is generally the Saptadhari party sets the agenda, speaks for 2 hours, and then divides 10 minutes amongst the opposition. And you really don't get to discuss money. What the opposition wants is 267. That's unfettered discussion without anything else on the agenda. And that's what Manipur deserves. Because if anything, Manipur cannot be equated to any of these incidents no matter how deplorable they are, cannot be associated with Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, West Bengal, Bihar, or any of the Bimaru states where the Dalit atrocities against Dalits and Adivasis continue, and especially in Madhya Pradesh, which is BJP controlled, and UP BJP controlled, right? True, Rajasthan's up there too. But the only thing it can be equated against, and that's why Modi is looking at himself in the mirror and knows he cannot get rid of Biren Singh, because the only other incident this can be equated to is what happened to in Gujarat. State-sponsored complicity or total incompetence. You make the call. But what happened in the Gujarat says it was complicity because the statement made by the then CM, you know who it was every action has an equal and opposite reaction. There, folks, is exactly why Biren Singh is not being put out in the cold. It's impossible to do so. Besides the fact that the RSS is complicit there too, because of I know this from a fact, right? And like I said, the general, really, Major General Shankar Roy, really, sir, diabolical. You cut and paste an article about how if the Northeast goes, China will take control. We've known that since we were born. Or started understanding India's strategic interests. Cut and paste material. But the first two lines about Congress, TMC and the left have left me dumbfounded. All intelligent people are left dumbfounded. How you've been used, or obviously misused. That these people are responsible. They are not. They are absolutely not. Put the blame where it belongs, because if you don't put it on the feet of the people in charge and who are doing this, hell has no wrath. And Manipur teaches a lesson to us that what people at the center really think about our women. That's the important. And we got to protect what we have, because they are lying insecure no matter which part of the country they are, after seeing Manipur, after seeing what happened to the BJP MLA that I spoke of, after seeing what happened to the Subedar Major who served in Kargil and could not protect his wife. She's the one who was paraded naked. After seeing all this, you know, you are not safe. I am not safe. Our families are not safe. And as like a friend of mine said the other day, your son's going overseas, tell him to not come back, folks. 3 cheers and Jai Hind.